Welcome to the Roy Anthony and Friends Show. Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
anybody
Anthony
out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick every Tuesday.
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, the Roy Anthony
every
Show.
Tuesday.
It's during the week, homie. The Roy
every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get up,
tap in
before we gotta
tap
talk.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
every
Show.
Tuesday.
Come on and kick it with us. The Roy Anthony
every
Show.
Thursday.
It's going down, homeboy. The Roy Anthony Show. Co-host
tap in.
Big Hank. We getting it. What you think? Hey. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host.
Back to letting us come down here. Let's get the show going. First young man come to say, super funny young man. Y'all gonna like it a whole lot. He's a really good friend of mine, y'all. Please. Okay. So you love my man, Mr. Hank Norman in the house. Y'all give it up for Hank Norman. Make some noise. Make you feel at home, y'all. Clap.
Alright, what's happening with y'all, man? What's going on, Long Beach? Hey, first of all, give it up for the DJ one time. Give it up for the DJ. Bring it up to the 2000s or something. Bring it up to the 2000s. Hey, man, give it up for yourselves, y'all. Give it up for yourselves. Come out to the Long Left. Man, y'all showed up in Long Beach, man. And we got to give it up for the people that made it all happen. Let's give it up for Mr. and Mrs. Berry, y'all. Give it up for Mr. and Mrs. Berry. It's their birthday celebration, y'all, and I think Miss Berry, she turned 40. She looking good, looking good. Mr. Berry turned 50. He looking good, he looking good. And they're getting ready to have a baby, y'all. That means when they baby be 50, they're gonna be like probably like 1,000 years old. And that all be messing with you, man. It's messing with me, man, because I just turned 51, right? And every man in here, y'all know that when you get 50, you got to get your checkup, right? Y'all know that. Y'all know that, man. And that's what happened to me. I went to the doctor and had to give me a checkup, right? The doctor want to put his finger all up in your booty, give you that greasy booty, and I don't like that. I don't like that because you know how I make your booty slip and slide. I don't like how I make your booty slip and slide. But I had to give me a checkup anyway, right? So I go to the doctor, and the doctor tried to tell me that my blood pressure was high. I said, you a lie. And I know you lying because my blood pressure don't do nothing without me. We get high together. Yeah, we smoke our weed and stuff together. We're not like you and your blood pressure, doc. Doc got mad, he had no attitude. I don't care about none of that. Hey, but look, I ain't got much time, y'all. I ain't got much time because I'm a new cat. They got to get me all fast. But I gotta tell y'all my Lester Berry story, right? This is my Lester Berry story, y'all. Now listen, y'all, and I know y'all know Lester Berry, but I know the real Lester Berry. He aggressive, y'all. He aggressive. He a gangster. Right? So when I first started doing comedy, Lester Berry was one of the first cats that ever gave me action and get some money doing comedy. So I appreciate that, right? He called me up one day. He said, hey man, look, I heard you just got out. and I heard you doing comedy. I heard you doing good too. He said, why don't you come down to my spot, down to the comedy clip, and do some clean comedy and get you a couple of dollars. I told him, I said, look here, man, I just started doing comedy. I don't even know how to do clean comedy. He said, well, you gotta be professional. You gotta work on your craft, you know. So that's what I did. I went down there and I went down to the comedy clip and I did me some clean comedy. But I made a couple of mistakes, y'all. Yeah, I cussed it a couple of times, right? Right, so after the show, when all the other comedians got in line to get their money, I got in line to get my money too. I was in line too. I was like, finna get my money. Finna get my money. Finna get my bread. Finna get my bread. Right when I got to the front of the line, I said, yeah, I'm here to see Lester Berry. The lady back there, she says, Lester Berry's not here. He's down in the parking lot. I said, do you know who I am? She said, no, I don't know who you are. So I went down to the parking lot. Right when I get down to the parking lot, I see Lester Berry. He's trying to get in the car real fast. Cut all that out. I said, hey, dude, partner, check this out, man. I need my money, man, my bread, my chiller, my scratch, my cheese. This is what Lester said to me. He said, well, you know, I was down here and I was looking for you. And I was going to let you know that you don't have no money coming because you cussed off all your money. That's what he told me. So, you know, I kind of said, well, maybe he said something wrong. I said, man, what did you say? He said, no, nigga, you heard me right. I said, you ain't got no money coming because you cussed off all your money. Now, like I said, y'all, I was fresh out the pen, so my understanding was messed up, and I told him, I said, look here, man. I said, I see you ain't seen me in a long time. I said, check this out. I said, look, if I don't get my mother ducking money right here in this mother ducking parking lot, nigga, it's gonna be some mother ducking problems. You know what y'all pastor said to me? Y'all pastor said, nigga, what's wrong with your problem starter? Nigga, is it broke? Oh, no, you didn't. Nigga, oh, no, you didn't. Oh, no, you didn't. So he left me no choice, y'all. Y'all know what I did, right? Nigga, I swung on him trying to knock his mother ducking head off. And y'all know what y'all pastor was doing the whole time when I was swinging on him? He was ducking and praying for me at the same time. He was like this, he was like, Lord, please help me, Jesus, for he don't not know what he doing, Lord. Lord, please help me, Jesus, for he not know what he doing, Lord. And right after about that third duck, he wasn't ducking no more. This when that gangster came up out of him, right? He said, Lord, please help me, Jesus, for he... Okay, that's it, nigga. I ain't got no more. Nigga, all I got is these nuts and these racks, nigga. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. That's when I said, wait a minute, Pastor Jim. Shit.
All right, what it do, what it do, what it do. Hey, man, once again, this is Roy Anthony. Sorry for, the setups. Just got back in town, back in Long Beach. So we got a show this evening. As you know, Big Hank is the host. Me and Big Hank has been working together solidly for like 6 years, and so I don't like this, just have my picture on there and stuff. But the Roy Anthony live show, even though it's my picture, it's not just made up of me, it's made up of all the top comics of Big Hank. For one, I'm gonna give a shout out to our promoter, which is Navigator. And then I got to get into my credits. I see people hitting comments already Once again, this is Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Live Podcast. This is Roy Anthony Show Podcast. You know, Roy Anthony Live is the stand-up comedy, but we're in the middle of our 9th season, working with the WO, where we took our time, out of our lives to be able to speak, because the WO was created to bring awareness to how our military veterans and active and non-active commit suicide on a daily rate. And this is not a makeup. This is daily. When we first got into this, it was 45 deaths per day. And people who knows me as a stand-up comedian, which I was not a veteran. It was some political stuff. You can check it out. It wasn't like I ducked, and I went into different warfares in the streets, especially with the police, when they expect you not to have a gun, and they do got guns and stuff, and something's real loud. I'm over at the spot. They turned on something that's real loud. But anyway, like I said, this is the Roy Anthony's Live Podcast. Our show was made to be able to have a conversation and to go no matter what. While I'm doing this, I want to show something, and I'm gonna just get back, and then I'm gonna go through our comments and our credits and stuff like that. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just do this for a quick second and stuff.
Like, how many people been drinking tonight? How many people been smoking weed today? See, that's what I'm saying. Now, I'm gonna let y'all know. You ever imagine what if every drug disappeared? No alcohol, no weed, no volumes, no extra strength Tylenols, no NyQuil, nothing of that shit.
I'm not gonna go fully into it. There was a sound coming out. But anyway, I want to give out the credits. We are Roy Anthony, coming live under the WO Entertainment with my co-stars who will be popping in pretty soon. Miss Cynthia Joy Towner, she's been doing some major works, and she had to miss a couple of shows, so she wanted everybody to know, hey, understand her absence sometimes. Big Hank, he always shows up a little bit after he does stuff for the church and the community. Sometimes people is not having food and clothes, and we're active about that. I just got back in myself last night. We're getting prepared for the show, but this is the Roy Anthony Live Show, and the WO Entertainment, like I said, was created to bring awareness to not only our veterans, but people commit suicides anyway. So we try to be where we're a conversational piece. And I used to, know that suicides became because of not feeling, you feeling out of place in the world, the way you think. And it could be problems mounting on you so bad that you just don't even want to try to take a chance. And then you have scenarios that it was brought to me by some of the fellas. I think it was Dean Cerny, and they brought that they was having nightmares, especially our veterans who's been out there in that battlefield. And just because you read a book in a page and you can read the reports and it takes a few seconds to read, they was living this. Seconds, minutes, hours, days, life going, and then to come back in general public in your modern society, and it can feel inadequate. So, we want everybody to think about it before you commit suicide. So, with that being said, I'm from the WO. The WO was created by my man Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp. That's a stand-up comedy name, along with the co-creator Goose. Then we have our associate producers, Blue Phoenix, who's always keeping us on point. My man says Blue Phoenix and Oh my God. I had a mind freeze. Eighth and Day. My bad, eighth. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, and then our good neighbors, the BB Nation, that's back with veterans based out of Oregon. One of our good comrades is my man Carl Loomis. He's getting married July the 7th with the beautiful lady Caitlin and stuff. And I got to bring everybody in. My bad. We got Jeremy Daniel. You said he's present. That's right. Dean Cerny always got to do stuff like this. He always want to say Roy sucks. You know, that's our inside joke thing. What's up, bro? What's up with you, Big Hank?
What's up, Roy Anthony? What's happening, baby?
You got it, man.
Yes, sir.
Got in last night. You feel me?
Okay. That's what's up.
So I was like, okay. I started the show playing you at the Laugh Factory. When you were talking about Les Berry, that's how we started the show. You know, I was just showing videos. And I just said you doing something for the Lord or the neighborhood or something.
Oh yeah, I'm just vacuuming, getting it all ready for. I gotta, one day at a time, trying to get ready till,
Yeah,
but yeah,
sure.
Yes, sir.
I know that's Dean saying, but we try to keep his name as just me. Just said BP. I'm thinking that's Big Pimpin'. Snuck out without him and got high. When we were playing your video. Caitlin, the beautiful fiance, the Carl Loomis. Hey, Caitlin.
What's up, Caitlin?
Yeah. Just me said, I didn't know Big Hank was so funny.
Man, thank you, bro. Man, I appreciate that, man. Man, you just gave me some spunk for the night, man. I'm finna go get him, man. Thank you, bro.
Man, your video froze for a second. You was like this.
I'm sorry, man. Hey, well, thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
That's a compliment to a professional comedian.
Yeah,
stuff, right?
Yeah. That's real. That's the highest compliment you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and,
that's
he said the VA has claimed that it's 22 a day, but we believe it's north of 47 per day. Well, when we first started, I would like to believe that it's getting less than more. It's talking about suicides, Big Hank.
Okay.
I would like to believe that it gets less, you know what I'm saying? That hurts my, our feelings. We want each person to do it like, it's like baby New Year. Put one foot in front of the other, but he said that was a bet from Pimp and it just stuck. BP, blood pressure. Okay, feel you. That's what
blood pressure.
Pimping, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, with the blood pressure got high, man. That's my joke, man. That's my blood pressure got high joke, man. That's it.
Hey, man. Hey, we telling everybody, look, I lie you not. While I was showing your video, I was promoting to him, like, hey, like tonight, it's going down.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
sir. BP with the BP, Big Pimping with high blood pressure.
Blood pressure, yes,
had us laughing, man. People, so you can watch us live if you're not here in Los Angeles, Long Beach, and what's tripping us out, Big Hank. I'm gonna let everybody know this, and we're letting you know now. If you're in Los Angeles, Southern California, come check it out. If you fly into town, some people told me they want to fly in Wednesdays and check out the show Thursday nights, because it's tickets flying in and out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Everybody wants to party in LA on the weekend, so come on Thursday. Because you're not in Cali, you can see the man live. It's live streaming.
Yeah.
So Brendan Peters Productions.
Yes, sir.
Me, Brendan, and Big Hank have worked on this. We came together down there in Memphis.
Yes, sir.
And was working on what we're doing right now. Wasn't this the plan?
Discussion. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's God bringing it to fruition.
That part. And the wonderful comics that especially graced through Big Hank, for real. I give shouts out to Little Rob. Little Rob Melrose, Black Rosebud, Carol McGray.
Marty McFly, Carol McGray, Carly Carr,
Yeah, I give shout out to Carly Carr and stuff, I also like Roger Robb. I got some other people, Chris Simpson and them going to come through. But all the comments that Big Hank, because Big Hank be making it grow. I check out his fish tanks on Facebook. Man, that mug had started with 2 fish, and now that mug got 130.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Within 6 months, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Man,
yes,
that's
sir.
a blessing, man.
Thanks, bro. Yeah.
Okay. Now, as y'all can see, we laugh, we kick it. If you meet us in person, it's the same way. Every time people meet us in person, like someone meet me, Big Hank, and they be like, man, you cooler than, because some people put up a front when they're on the stage or, and then you're an asshole on the side.
Yeah.
But we really cool people.
Yes, sir.
And and this week it was, he probably know what those are.
I got some in my tank. Yes, sir. I got the African cichlid. My green terror cichlid is the one that had the baby. She had 100 babies, my green terror cichlid.
And them babies, man, they like little piranhas. They ain't no little weak like 100 babies. You'd think like somebody's going to be weak. Nah, he dropped some food in there.
Man, that was going crazy.
I'm only going to stick my finger in there because they probably don't know they're supposed to eat flesh. They say, boo. Wait a minute, guess who's in the house, man?
Man, don't tell me Joy in the house.
No, she told me she might have to work.
Okay.
And stuff. You know what I'm saying? This brother right here, I'm gonna give him a nice bring in because Big Hank, what he just said just a minute ago, Big Hank said that God is making it all come fruition. And then Big Hank called me one day and said, hey man, this brother, he wants to know you because I'm sincere at this work. This is where me and Big Hank put down our comedy hats. It'd be laughter, but we be ourselves. We ain't on the stage. And then we get somebody who's like-minded. And Big Hank called me that day. He said, man, get with my man Navigate. Get with Navigate, right?
Yeah.
So I tell the Navigator for the past months, hey man, not the podcast, but this man is a grand hustler.
That's what he do.
Look up. He is the ultimate hustler, a real, now who I'm bringing to the stage, got major history of this promotional game of the world, been around the world.
World-renowned promoter.
This is a real Navy veteran. And for real, he stays at the docks. And so that's why they call him Navigator. What'd you say, Big Hank?
I said he's a world-renowned promoter. World-renowned promoter.
Y'all ain't understanding. He came in the house. He hit me. He surprised me. I was in the middle of the title and stuff, man. I ain't gonna hold him up, man, no more, man. My man Navigator.
What's up, guys?
Nah,
bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah.
What's that?
You can see?
I see you. Yeah, I see you, man.
We got badges now. Oh,
we got your promote, man.
They had a business license in the Roy Anthony Live comedy show, right here attached to the badge. You know what I'm saying? The business license, Long Beach.
Come on, man. That's what he do, man. I already know.
Yeah, they got a convention in town, so I'm gonna be down there before showtime promoting to a lot of the people that's new in town. And
that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
At the convention center.
Hey, first, man, this, we know that. And this, it's a blessing because Big Hank seen this. He's seen this vision of us together,
right?
And for the love that we have for this art we do,
Right.
I hear you, man.
Huh? What'd you say?
I can't. Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you.
Yeah,
I couldn't hear you before.
I can see everybody. I'm still moving around, right?
Yeah.
Mine got to go on.
Okay,
go ahead, man.
Okay, so Navigator. First, I want to tell the veteran because this podcast is made by for the veterans that they've been made in awareness of veterans committing suicide with other veterans, and so sometimes it's an honor to have another veteran. Now we know, because we're gonna get to a subject while we run it, but first we want them to know, can you first tell them who you are your background into where we at. It's on you, bro.
Yeah, I pretty much came out the Navy, hitting the ground running. I'm a United States Navy Gulf War veteran. Served in the Gulf War, serving also Somalia, you know what I mean, at Mogadishu. Pretty much got a lot of medals and everything from that. When I came out the Navy, I was heavily into entertainment before I came out. And then I was an artist and stuff like that, and, you know, shopping for record deals. Actually, I had a record deal with RCA back when I was like about 19 years old. Couldn't sign a deal because I was underway with the Navy, too busy. Then when I got off active duty, probably like about 95, 94, around that time, then I cut a record with Tony Braxton through some other associates to fill it out of Cal State Long Beach. And actually my girlfriend was going to Cal State Long Beach, and whoa, sorry about that. Got a call coming in. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. But you know, got connections with my girl out of Cal State Long Beach. Started shopping my music, team over some guys. That's how I got to connect with Tony Braxton. I was still shopping in the music industry. Then I ran into this major promoter, Doug Kanagawa. He's no longer with us right now. Asian guy. He was one of the top promoters in LA County around the time. He ran the Key Club, Billboard Live, and everything like that. He gave every major artist there was a job in the music industry. Anybody you name, from LL Cool J to any artist you name major, they gave him a job. Okay. So I was like, man, I want to be this dude. You know what I mean? So I started learning how to be a promoter through him, because his entire family ran all 12 clubs that he had going on at the same time. It was just all him and his family members and friends was running all the clubs together. So I said, yeah, this is the guy to get a talent a job. You know what I mean? He gives all talent a job. So I said, yeah, I started studying him and learning from him. And that's how I got into the game of being a promoter. As far as life dealing with a veteran, being a veteran, a Gulf War veteran, and, you know, the issues that I went through, of course, we all had them struggles. And, you know, I had the weed problem, the alcohol problem. I had all that, you know, those problems. But a lot of strength in mind, and also finding the hobbies and getting back into music and getting into the hobbies of music and stuff like that took me away from a lot of those issues, you know. And of course, you know, having a, you know, cool woman in my life too, you know what I'm saying? Cool woman in my life every now and then, you know, always kept me from, you know, falling to the wayside. You know, I mean, I had those issues. I done been to jail, you know, a couple times and stuff like that, gun charges, and, you know, just been through normal veteran stuff as we, you know, try to transition as a civilian, you know, getting back into the civilian world. So yeah, it's all about keeping a strong mind and finding those outlets to keep you happy and keep you going. And I love music. I love entertainment. You know, I love building stars. I've been there, you know what I mean? So it just all, you know, came together. And being a promoter is something that was always natural, because back in the 90s when we had to hit the block with ours, we was always on the block all the time. I mean, it's a rapper Crooked out from Long Beach. He'll tell you, he's like, oh man, Pirate, you know, that was a street name and artist named Pirate. He said, wherever you see Pirate, he's gonna be on the street. And that's where I was. I was always on the block everywhere. I don't care if it was Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw Plaza. I don't care if it was out on the Shaw. I used to hop out on the Shaw and start promoting my music and doing things like that and promoting shows. So yeah, it was just a you know, great time and you know, having a good time. And I still love the game, so I'm still in it and hustling in it and making moves.
Righteous.
Cool.
And so now you are working with the comedy show.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna bring this up. Now I'm gonna be honest. This is where we get. I touch on grievances and stuff that, you know what I'm saying, that I have now. Ever since, Ricky Harris, who was a good friend to Big Hank, and y'all did the ceremony for
right.
It was like he was passing me the torch, because I was at the Blue Cafe, and I remember him coming when he was doing his last show there at the Rhythm Lounge, coming over there, and he said, Roy, keep it going, right? And then it seemed so we didn't have no when we stopped our comedy show in 2011, there was no more stand-up comedy shows really going on. Really, just
Right.
Big was up. Now, is it me? But since we've been doing Long Beach, out of this big old Los Angeles County, it seems like all of a sudden I'm seeing a whole bunch of other people trying to do comedy in Long Beach. And they're imitating some of your promotional ways.
They'll never do it. They'll never do it, man, because you can't see what goes on behind the scenes. You can imitate it, but you can't duplicate it. You can tell by the style. You guys, in a very nice, lavish area. Well, your crowd and your customers will be very comfortable coming there, right? Versus when I checked out these other spots, they like the old blues song say, they hole in the walls. They hole in the wall location. They just wanted to go grab something that was easy, hoping that they can go ahead and do something. You know what I mean? I imagine you probably walk in there. They probably got a fake Big Hank and a fake Roy Anthony on the stage. They probably got somebody looking just like y'all in there, trying to imitate y'all inside the club. I wouldn't be surprised, because that's what happens in the industry, a lot of them, you got the ones that you guys on a prime time level. It's just like I told you about how Scruncho, once I put him on my show, he got like about 100 calls a week. And this was leading up to the show. So you got people that's going to always be on you from now on, because that's the way it's going to go. The more promotions and marketing you get, they're going to be on you like a coat. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be on you like a coat.
Big Hank dipped, his phone must have been, he'd be jumped back in. When you see people who, now I want everybody to understand this. This man isn't just saying he's a promoter. He's an actual licensed promoter. Am I correct about this? He has
right, right there, licensed City of Long Beach
promoter. I tell any artist, be careful who you working with or acting like they're a promoter, because then they don't believe. This man believes in paperwork. And we found that we had came across adventures with other people. I'm not going to name drop people, but some of the people that I was cool with, he was cool with. There were some people I ran across with that I don't deal with, and he shares stories why he don't deal with them. And so me myself found it an honor when I got to talk to Navigator. And remember, when I called you, then you called me and we was talking, and I love it when a person, we're getting things together. You feel me?
Right.
And anybody, if you he said those holes in the wall got Big Harry and Ray Anthony. Remember when you said that they got two people impersonating us?
Yeah.
And that's our boy. That's another veteran. We ain't gonna say his name because I think he be trying to be incognito. But that that DC Big Hank, but he just put up when Navigator said that these other places have these holes in the wall, have impersonators. He said those holes in the walls got Big Harry and Ray Anthony.
Big Harry and Ray Anthony.
He's killing me, man.
Yeah,
oh my
true.
God, man. Hey, I want to give a shout out real quick. The prayers for some of the people send me in. My brother David, his dad is on life support, and he's taking it hard. That's him pray. Everyone pray for him, the strength. I think he'd be 83. He's 83 years old. So, he's
a veteran?
Yes, matter of fact, he was a Navy veteran as well.
Oh yeah, salute, no doubt, salute. Yeah, salute to him. He'll stay strong in the game.
Yes,
he'll fight to make it through. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes, I just believe like you said, people live to a certain point, and if Lord gave you these many years, I find that a blessing, you know, because
Yeah,
there's
oh yeah.
young cats that I've seen, and all of us have seen people die way before they should have.
Right.
You know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so pray for all that. Then we have another partner on the WO and stuff. And I didn't get to do all the shout outs, man. They got new. Let me put that in the farm. They start off Saturday evening. I think it's not this Saturday, but I'll get the right date, but it's a new crowd. But now, as everybody's seen, and I'm getting to the subject now, there's 3 black men here. Okay. And one of the things I be wanting people to understand is that they propagate the crime elements, because we make up 14.3% of this population in the US, but only 2% of that 14% do crimes. It says, looks like my camera was unplugged. I don't know why.
Wow.
They said that 13%, I don't know why this dark. There you go. They said 13%, 2% out of the 14 does a crime, but yet we make up 82% of the populations of all in the prisons in the United States. They said this is in federal, military, in public. I tell people to look it up. I don't speak in theories or anything like that. They said we have a lot more men, blacks in prison than it was in slavery at one period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the 70s, I want people to understand where I'm headed to with this. In the 70s, the Black Panther Party was created by veterans who were serving in the Vietnam War. How I know my 2 uncles who were in the army in the Vietnam War, when they got out, they was on I have the right to bear my weaponry.
Yeah, Huey Newton. Mm-hmm.
Now stop me if I'm not. That's me not being a non-veteran. I need you to stop me if I'm wrong about any of my facts. But anybody knows I'm a researcher. But if you know anything different, stop me. You too, Big Hank. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, those groups were the most feared out of the United States government because they had military men leading them. It was them and also the 5%ers that was formed by military men. So they were the most feared by the government because when we military men have a lot of structure, a lot of base, a lot of ways to maneuver, a lot of different ways to fight, a lot of balance in so many areas. So yeah, we had a lot of structure back then. So they had to they feared the Black Panthers and the 5%ers the most. So that's the reason why they had to go in, you know, and attack them.
And J. Edgar Hoover,
yep,
was the one who, at this time, he is the only dude who was over the FBI and the CIA.
Right.
At this time, he had more power than the president of the U.S.
Right.
Now, these are facts.
Right.
There's a picture of Dr. Martin Luther King talking to JFK and J. Edgar Hoover, because the military guys around the U.S., the blacks, had formed where they was going to do where they was going to lay out on the Washington D.C.'s airport line to keep the planes from coming in. They was going to lay their lives. He said they had laid their lives on line. See, I went into some deep stuff. You know where Martin Luther King said the speech, "I had a dream"?
Yeah.
This time, the NAACP is not working with Dr. Martin Luther King. They had just reported, this is their exact quote from the president of the NAACP when Dr. Martin Luther King was in jail for like the 5th time and so for marching against rights. They said, man, we tired of getting this nigga out of jail. That's what they stated.
Yeah.
Okay. So it got to where they had to have the veterans had compiled what they call the revolution will not be televised. It got past J. Edgar Hoover where they was going to do an occupy on the Washington, D.C.'s airstrips, because at that time, imports and exports for world trading was coming in through Washington, D.C. And so J. Edgar Hoover got word that already 10,000 of veterans, black veterans, was headed to Washington, D.C. to lay their lives on the tarmac. Mm-hmm. J. Edgar Hoover told JFK, we got to get this right now. We got to get control of this. And they brought in what they call the Power of Six, where the iconic picture where Dr. Martin Luther King, they think it's in the Oval Office, but no, it's at the Kennedy Center. Mm-hmm. And they asked him, we're going to pay you this amount of money if you and you five can help control this crowd. We'll make it, we're national televised. Now, why I'm saying that is because this is about the blacks. Because I asked a question, and I asked a question last week, and I asked a question this week. And I'm asking everybody to give me an answer first. And I'm asking you too, Navigator, because it goes with this subject as we being three black men. He said, still no word on Doc. Yeah, man, we're praying for Doc, man. That's boy. He said the Hell Angels was formed by exactly. All the other groups were formed, except but they dismantled the Black Panthers. Why was it so dangerous? Because this is the question I keep bringing up. What war in the world? We've read the Bible. We know that there was wars. The children of Israel conquered this and they conquered that, and there was wars with this and that. Then we, as in the generation of America, we know the history of revolutionary wars, the Korean wars. I heard you say you was in the Gulf War and a couple of wars, right? And stuff right now. Oh, okay. So if all the wars in the world, from the history of the world, there's one war where the victorious became the oppressed. And that's the Civil War.
Right.
Keep asking, right. Tell me if I'm wrong about this.
No, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong about it, because a lot of our outside wars was basically spearheaded. On the bottom line, they were spearheaded by the French. From World War I, World War II, Vietnam. It was a lot of French involvement when it came to a lot of our outside wars. It could have been a strong possibility too, because I know they had a problem with the Moors too. The French could have been behind a lot of things, but we really couldn't see the forefront of what was going on, through other things. So, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
Now, let me ask you this, bro. Let me ask you. Okay, have you ever? Okay, you say it was just a bully. You know what I'm saying? You had them times where it was somebody when you was a kid, somebody you was kind of leery about, but you went on, you know what I'm saying? And then, I had to deal with bullies. Both of y'all dealt with bullies. Did that bully, once you dealt with him, bully you again?
Never.
No.
They be quiet and go somewhere and sit down, They don't walk around.
They go bully somebody else that's gonna let them get away with it.
Right.
Yeah. Now, when you go over there you said you was in the Gulf War, right?
Yeah.
Did you go over there and kick some ass?
Well, it really depends on what in what area. You know what I mean? It's really depends on what area. I mean, military operations, pretty much a lot of stuff is like top secret in a sense. Yeah. If you ever had a security clearance and you don't talk about everything that goes on or everything that you see, you know what I mean? But all I can say pretty much, we just did what we was hired to do. Did what we was paid to do.
But see, look okay. Now, these are the type of questions that I like right here. Now, Just Me said, okay, so the North won the Civil War. How is the North oppressed? Okay, bro, I like this question. They keep messing with my camera. I don't know what it is, but I'm not talking about the North because I look at it like the United States. I'm talking about the South was winning. The Confederates was winning. Frederick Douglass, who was an abolitionist, said, hey, if you give freedom, he said, if you give freedom to the blacks, they'll help you win this war. I'm just being honest. We know that. So when the blacks entered the war, because we're fighting for our own freedom. So we're fighting for our own freedom. Then we got to win this war. Now we win the war, and now there's been a subject to where how do we win the war, and all of a sudden we are being under Willie Lynch laws. This is what I'm saying to you, Just Me.
Well, for what I see, when after everybody was freed and the North won, it was basically to liberate everybody, to free everybody from everything that we came up under. But they always say religion was the second stage of slavery. But once we continue to carry on with the Confederate religion, we drug the Confederate religions everywhere. Everything we was indoctrinated with, from Pentecostal, for Baptist, Methodist, everything that we was indoctrinated with, you know what I'm saying, through those slavery times, we carried those everywhere we went. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, that mentality stayed with us wherever we went. You know what I'm saying?
So we gave up our guns, because to my understanding, I read this one part where they asked the veterans to give their guns up so they could get their parcel of land. And they gave their guns up but didn't get the land. Because there's a piece in there when you done won the war. I read this thing where they was meeting and they was like, yes, turn your guns in and get ready to get your parcel of land.
That must have been from the Confederate side, right?
Well, it was supposed to be the Union side, the presidency. We're unified now. So if
the Union side, I feel that they carried on having guns because they had Buffalo Soldiers and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, but see, the Buffalo Soldiers were created after the Civil War. For few that was given land to go down there and drive off the Native Americans who look like Mexicans, or they call them Mexicans, right? I don't know what's going on with my camera, but it's been doing that.
Something going on.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. It seemed like Hank has dropped off too, so.
Yeah, they've been missing a lot of wild wind where I'm at and stuff, man. And so, hey, let me explain, put this up. I always be showing this. I want y'all to know that Navigator Media One is one of the top promoters. We have our show tonight. Big Hank is the host at Mulaney's Grill, one hell of an Irish bar. If you know about Millionaires Row down there in the harbor of Long Beach, right between Long Beach and Seal Beach, one of the most beautiful spots and stuff, come down, Mulaney's Grill, good food, good drinks. You can be there early, get some food, get some drinks and stuff. I don't know what's going on with the camera, man, and stuff. But and then Big Hanks fell off. But okay. Now, why I said this is that how do you feel when you didn't fight in those wars just for Long Beach or California? Then you fight for our country. When you came as Americans helping this country, and y'all team up with this country, but you came in as your own, you came in representing the U.S. My camera won't let me in, man. But
I can hear your voice though. I can hear you talking.
Okay. You came in as Okay, wait a minute. I want to go into what Just said. He said they used the Buffalo Soldiers to push natives onto reservations. In fact, at first, they almost drove the buffalo to extinction because they wanted to starve out the Indians. Wait a minute. Okay, the Buffalo Soldiers was used because they said it claimed land. But let me give you some history, though, on Just Me, on that, because the Native Americans actually fought with the Confederates. There was Native Americans that fought along with the Confederacy and had slaves. One of the gifts that they gave to the blacks was the state of Oklahoma. The state of Oklahoma was a gift to blacks for their part of fighting with the Confederates. Mm-hmm. Now, they did tell them the government gave them those Buffalo Soldiers. That's why Bob Marley even sung about it. You're driving out, you know what I'm saying? To this day, we got these type of people that sell you out.
Right.
Look at Mark Johnson running for governor of down there in North Carolina, where Breonna Taylor was shot while she in her bedroom and all this stuff. But you up here talking about black people, you. You say, y'all don't need no reparations. You need to pay back reparations. That's what he's running for. He's governor of North. Now, somebody say, well, what do North Carolina got to do with you? This is my country.
Yeah.
I live in
the Confederate.
What you say?
I feel it's the different mentalities. You got Confederate mentalities in blacks, and you got Union mentalities in blacks. It's the difference. He still feel like he needs to do, say, and act underneath the Democratic, or the Confederate mentality of a black person. Anything to beat down his own kind, because remember the Confederates was always fighting to keep us as slaves. So anything that he says come out of his mouth, he's talking like a slave, and he wants us to still remain slaves. Sometimes you got to look at that. He has a Confederate mentality still, and it still bleeds into the mentality of a lot of our people today. They may talk a good game, but sometimes we need to see that. Yeah, are they speaking to unify the black folks, or to escape from a slave mind, or are they talking like they still want to be a slave or have black people still enslaved?
Yeah. Because Harry Tubman had to pull the gun out on a few of them, like, you ain't going back because you can't take the little challenges, And then he said Confederate equals Democrat. I would kind of consider that because Republicans were in office when blacks were free.
Right.
The emancipation through a Republican thing, but I don't even deal with politics. I deal with humanity.
Well, I think Republicans was mostly formed in the North. I think when you look at the history of where the Republicans were formed, they was formed in Union territory versus the Democrats, which basically
Lincoln was from Arkansas. He was a Republican. And
the North, Arkansas was Union. So you got to understand, Arkansas was a part of the Union that fought the free slave. They weren't like the regular South. That's where my family from. So I know that's for sure. That's where the Union soldiers dominated and they won. So they fought against the Confederates in Arkansas. It wasn't no Confederate state during the Civil War, Revolutionary War, and all that stuff. It was never a full Confederate state. It was Confederates there. Yeah. It was Confederates there, but they fought and killed those Confederates and they won the war there in Arkansas. So Arkansas was the Union soldier area.
Yeah, but Abraham Lincoln, a lot of people don't know. They make it seem like, hey, he was against slavery. No, that's not the truth. Abraham Lincoln was for slavery as well. When
there's some stories that say Abraham Lincoln was black.
Well, they tried to do that because that's why they put him on a brown coin
on the
instead
penny.
of silver coin. They always because of what he did, but they don't understand is that the Civil War was not because about blacks being slaves. It was about imports and exports. And they felt that the South is making all this money and giving it to these fancy ass senators sitting up there in the North. See,
Yeah.
It took a lot to make them blacks work in them fields now. It took a
Right.
lot of effort.
Right. They did it to increase the economy. That's the reason why slaves were released, to increase the economy, to make the population grow. Because in order for them to go up against other countries, they needed more of the population. So they didn't need a country fully survived from south to north.
So and all three of us then agree that blacks has played a big part in the history of the United States.
Oh, that's every portion. It's not a war conflict. It's not anything out there that we haven't been a part of. You know what I'm saying? Or participated in. Every war that America has been a part of or in, black people's always been there.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna agree with. Now I like what Just Me just said on this, and I agree with him. No, he said, okay, he correct me. No, the North was making all the money. The South was doing all the work and paying all the taxes. Gotcha. But you saying doing all the work. You got to put emphasis on doing. The South was doing all the work. Who was doing all the work, bro?
Yes, sir.
We didn't get none of that good old, what they call it, Jama made, or you know what I'm saying, the lemonade type of stuff, Jubilee and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because look here, you got to remember, this is in the 60s and the early 70s. Jim Crow laws ended in 1971. They had a green book. My grandfather had this green book where it tells where blacks can go stay at hotels and what food places would serve you, but you had to go through the rear.
Yeah.
See, they make it seem like, you have to understand, all the blacks that was in the Civil War was not part of no understanding of politics. Our fight was freedom.
Yeah.
See, you got to understand, Just Me. We wasn't involved about who's the union, who's the money. We have it's a whole different fight when you fighting for your own ass.
Right.
We wasn't in the politics, bro. We don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for my freedom. I got the right to go live the way. You think that ain't worth fighting for? I don't know who Freddie Douglass is, but hey, at my dinner table, Lord, thank you. Thank God for Jesus. Thank God for Freddie Douglass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't thinking about politics.
Right.
Am I right? But fight where my kids can be free. I got whips on my back. Then I tell you, gonna beat that up, boy. Beating the mess out of me. You think I ain't gonna fight?
Yeah.
Somebody ain't crazy. You can make the cartoons look like we bugaboos, but somebody ain't stupid. You darn skippy, I'ma fight. You crazy in the mud. I ain't gonna fight. I don't know about no union. They didn't say, hey, be part of the union. I might have been one to be part of the Confederates if they was cool with it. But the way I see it, y'all the one beating us, talking about they doing all the work. He said, yeah, they joined the Union Army. If you can, okay, you just made a point. He said a lot of them came up north through the Underground Railroad and joined the Union Army. Yes, because Harriet Tubman fought in the war. You don't think you... He said, if I told you can be free, all you had to do is go win this war. Politics definitely at play. Yeah, it was a psychological play, but it was a good play. Shoot. If it was a good play, am I right? I'm trying to figure something out. Look, I'm picturing myself back then. All I know is them fields. That's all I know. And every time I mess up, they beat my tail. Or I'm being suffered. I'm in the box. I'm hanging up. All these type of torture stuff. If you see the metal stuff now, they tell me I could be free if you fighting this war. They ain't say you want to be part of the union. No, I just want to be on that side who's trying to let my ass be free.
Yeah, free.
Through all the politics.
Yeah.
To this day, didn't know that Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. They think that he's in line with former President what's his name? They named the street after him. I'm sorry, I can't remember the brother's name. You know what I'm talking about.
Obama?
Yes.
Obama.
Okay. Yeah, okay. That's why they won't let my camera show. Okay, but we gotta get out for here, man. Navigator, we always like to ask our guests, the hour go by fast, bro. When we leave, man, give us a last words like you want people to know about today, Navigator.
Oh, yeah, the Roy Anthony live show. This is what I want you guys to do. Come through, hosted by Big Hank. Come through, enjoy yourself, have a relaxed, comfortable time, nice area, good food, or come out and enjoy yourself. You know what I'm saying? Laughter is always good for the soul. So come through and make it happen for us. You know what I'm saying? Come through, represent, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. If you're not in town, I'm quite sure you got family in town. Tell them to come through and support. We need it. We're definitely trying to turn this thing around and make it a Long Beach thing and make it a new industry thing and make it a new LA County thing, because we got to get our county back too, So let's go, y'all. Let's make it happen.
Big Hank.
And salute to all the veterans in the room. Definitely. Salute to y'all.
I'm gonna piggyback off Navigator, man. Salute to all the veterans, man. This was a heck of a show, Roy Anthony. Shout out to you, Roy Anthony. Shout out to the world-renowned promoter, Navigator, man. I love you, bro. And we're gonna keep on,
too, bro.
We're gonna keep on doing this thing, man. And like I always say, man, live life like God is watching, because He is.
And
yes, sir.
I'm gonna piggyback off of both of y'all, man. For real. For one thing, it's an honor to let the world see that we some black men, but we ain't up here talking about women's anatomy and what happened in locker room. It's on some real deal stuff. This man been around the world. Navigator's been around the world twice and then some.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about my camera, y'all. It's like somebody came in. It might be a Swiftie done locked me out my camera. It won't even let me try to bring it back in. I was able to bring my back in. They were like, "Nah, lock him out." I'm tired of seeing his face. All the enemies I'm getting and stuff, but it's not against them. I just want y'all to let them know that we got love for them. Now, I thank God for y'all. I'm gonna see y'all at the show tonight. Those who can't see it, you can see the show live on YouTube live. Navigator, I'm saluting all the veterans too, because I like Just Me's conversation. He has history and it's taught some way, and I had history, but we have to open up our mindset. You know what I'm saying? And dude, like Big Hank said, dude, understand this. I don't care if you believe in God or not. Just know that He's watching.
Yes, sir.
If you think He's not watching, He is. Hey, man, God bless y'all. Man, I will see both you fellas later on. And you're always welcome to come in here, Navigator.
Always.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
We all wait a minute. This is what I meant to say before I get off. Okay, Navigator lost a dear family member of his when he was a kid, and my mother. So I'm letting the world know you for real. I done told him. My mom said, "My mom is your mom."
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Okay, for real. She loved Big Hank. She said, "When I see that Big Hank," for real. We love his moms and dads. We love all our family members. Show respect to the elderly, y'all.
No doubt. Yeah.
Love your mom. Love your mom too, man.
We wouldn't be here.
Yeah, for sure.
Without them, we wouldn't be here.
You got brothers, man. We ain't just about this entertainment, Navigator. You got family, bro, the real ones.
No doubt.
Man.
Thank you all.
Be out of here.
All right.
Welcome to the Roy Anthony every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in. Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Roy Anthony.